Teaser with the latest Mustang and automotive news. Today's video is going to cover the brand new 2021 Mustang Mach 1. Ford claims that this will be the most capable 5.0 Mustang yet. Track capable as well. So in this video, we're going to cover that. So hang in there and let's get started. So let's look at the vehicle. What makes this different? There's a few things. Few photos. We're going to go over these photos. There's a few things that will make this the most capable, and we can see in these photos, and let's talk about it. First, where's the Mach 1 even come from? So this debuted in 1969. Here's a picture of a 69, and as you can tell, some of the cues would be these headlights in here. Now, if you look at the new one that they're coming out with, you see the same thing. So they got that going on for it. Also, the last generation, if you remember, Mach 1 was way back in 2003. And this was when we had the 4.6 liter dual overhead cam engine. And we weren't exactly slaying in the horsepower wars, but it was a high-tech engine. Ford was using this dual overhead cam setup, and it did okay. It was mostly a cosmetic. There wasn't a ton different, you know. I believe it was, I believe it says right here, actually, let's see what it says. The horsepower at that time was 265. Previous to that, it wasn't that much. So anyways, let's not get caught up in the details. I want to show you about the new vehicle. So the old one, you could get all these different V8s. You get a 351, a 390, 428. And if you compare, you know, previously what the horsepower was, this new one, well, the 2020 GT, starting in 2018, they changed the, it was the second generation, or it's like the third generation of the Coyote engine. So I've got a 2015 Mustang GT Performance Package 1. So the Mustang GTs from 2015 to 2017 made 435 horsepower. In 2018, they changed a lot of things, and they made 460 horsepower. They made more torque also. Raised compression, changed a lot of things in the engine, so it's making 460. So this car here is going to be based off that 460 horsepower engine, and I guarantee you that it will have as much or more horsepower than the Bullet. And the Bullet received a bump in horsepower as well over the regular GT. So the Bullet was up, and I can't remember if it's 20 or 30 horsepower over the regular GT. So the Bullet was, you know, the regular GT is 460. The Bullet was like 480 or 490. Maybe it was 475. Anyways, you guys are going to bash me in the comments, I know. I just haven't been up on these the last few months, or the last 6 months. I've been working on the truck. So let's look at the Mach 1. These were the old engines. I just wanted to compare. The current 5-liter is 302 cubic inches. It makes 460 horsepower. The old one made 250. So I just wanted to show you where we're coming from. They did make 355 torque, though, at 2600. So they were way more torquey back in the day. And they would roast the tires really easy because the suspensions were terrible and the tires were terrible. But it made lots of torque. So it made it feel very fast, which was probably a lot of fun. But they were running like, you know, 14-second quarter miles at best. High 13s at best, probably. Maybe a low 12 if you had something crazy like that could hook up and you weight reduced it and all this stuff. So even the 428, which is a 7-liter engine, it only made 335 horsepower. But 440 torque. So, you know, there's that. And then we pretty much covered this guy. It was, you know, 300 horsepower roughly. So the new one, guys, it's going to be close to 500 horsepower. And the reason I say that is because the Bullet had upgrades to the intake manifold. I believe it had a GT350 intake manifold intake and all this stuff and tune. And so this guy is going to be almost 500 horsepower. Now, if we look at this, we've got the fog light cues, we've got different wheels and tires, it looks like. They're going to have to do the bumper different. We've got a roll bar inside, you've got Sparco race seats. This guy's really getting into it. If you look how he's leaned over on this tire, you can see the wheels here and the tires way under here. So he's really putting some load on that suspension and the tires. Now it literally says this will be a true. This is true just heritage, living great looks. Is the most track capable 5-liter Mustang ever. The most track capable 5-liter Mustang ever. So the Bullet. And so let's think back. What is the most track capable 5.0 currently? It would be the Mustang GT Performance Package Level 2. So this is going to be higher performance than the Mustang GT Performance Package Level 2. What does the Performance Package Level 2 have over the Performance Package Level 1 or just the regular GT? The PP2 Mustang has Cup 2 tires, different wheels, different suspension, and I believe you can get the Magnaride, which has a bit different tune as well to it. So suspension, wheels, tires, and the engine is actually still 460 horsepower. Okay, so the PP2 only comes in a manual. I don't know if they'll offer the 10R80, the 10-speed automatic, in the Mach 1. That's a good question, but they didn't offer it in the PP2, so that would be interesting because a lot of people would go for it. So in order for it to be faster than the PP2 or the most track capable, they're going to have to outdo the PP2. The Mach 1 will have to outdo the PP2 because currently the GT PP2 is the most track capable. So this has to outdo that. How could it outdo it? Well, you can upgrade the engine like you did the Bullet, same package that you put on the Bullet, and then do the suspension a little bit more GT350-ish, right? That would outdo the PP2 because from the PP2 it goes GT, Performance Package 1, Performance Package 2. You've got the Bullet. Now you're going to have the Mach 1. Those are all 5 liters. And then from there it goes to the GT350, 5.2 naturally aspirated, then the GT500, 5.2 supercharged. So now, what do we see when we look at the back of this Mach 1? Those look like GT500 tips to me. Look like the exact same size. This looks like a GT350 rear valence. And then if you look on this wing, it looks like you've got a little lip right there. It's the gurney flap right off the GT350. So this is a mishmash of parts from the GT350, the GT500, put onto the 5-liter Mustang. It's genius. I love it. So if you look at the wheels, those are big dudes, right? Let's look down here and see what we got going on with the wheels. Well, first of all, I like these wheels. I like the mesh wheels. The PP1 wheels and the PP2 wheels are the best looking wheels. I prefer the PP2 wheels over the GT350 wheels. And I prefer them over the GT500. The GT500 wheels, I don't feel like, aside from the carbon fiber wheels, I don't feel like the GT500 wheels are that attractive. So these look like they have an aggressive offset. Look how aggressive the offset is. I don't feel like they did enough with the GT500 wheels for the base GT500 offsets. These are aggressive. You see that? It's flush, it's sticking out. You've got a 305 on the front, guys. You got a 305. Cup 2. Big brakes. What do you know? This thing's going to be fast. It's going to stop like a GT350, handle like a GT350. It's going to have more power than the GT PP2 because it has to if it's going to be the most track capable 5-liter like they said. So it's a 5-liter with a bunch of GT350 and GT500 parts on it. And it's going to rip. And if you look inside, you've actually got this roll bar and these race seats. So I think they're going for it, guys. What do you think? So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And in the comment section, I want you to tell me if you would prefer this car, right? This is the 2021 Mustang Mach 1. Okay, let's say it's going to have 30 horsepower over the 460 horsepower car. So it would be 490 horsepower. Okay, if the Mach 1 has 490 horsepower and it has GT350 suspension, wheels, tires, brakes, aero, So technically in the turns it will be basically as fast, the corner speed, etc., handling, performance. And then the engine will be, it'll actually have more torque down low than the GT350, because the GT350, that engine revs so high that down low you don't have a ton of torque. But with the high compression Coyote, it has quite a bit of torque down low. So it might be more fun around the street. So would you prefer to have that Mach 1, roughly 490 horsepower, plus 10,000 cash, or a GT350? Now the GT350's 526 horsepower, has the Tremec. That's the other question. Is the Mach 1 gonna have a Tremec, the good 6-speed manual, out of the GT350? Because I've got a Mustang GT Performance Package 1, and I'm here to say it's not the most fun manual transmission car I've ever driven. I've driven my Fiesta ST, was more fun to drive than the 2015 Mustang GT Performance Package 1. I'm sorry. I love my Mustang, but the Ford Fiesta ST shifted better. And, you know, when we're talking about manual transmissions, you want it to be fun to drive. You want to shift through the gears. So is this going to have the MT82, what everyone says this is the Chinese manual transmission? Or is this going to have the GT350 manual transmission? I don't remember what it is. If it's the Tremec, which was the 5660 or whatever it is, I'm not up on it. Or are they going to have a 10-speed automatic option as well? So let me know how you would set it up. Would you get the auto? Would you get the Tremec manual transmission? Hopefully they offer that. I don't think that they will, to be honest. I don't think, if it's not a GT350, I think they're gonna have to separate those. But we could only hope. So do you want the Mach 1 with $10,000 cash, or do you want the GT350? Let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, turn your notifications on the bell, and I keep you updated with the latest Mustang and automotive news. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Have a good one.